Hey guys, it's me, Talia Risa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. So today I have some homemade chicken stir fry with chicken, broccoli, and carrots, and some sweet onion. And then I also have some white rice that has some cilantro. I cooked it in chicken broth. And then I have some cucumbers with lemon pepper seasoning on top. So I'll give you a closer look there. So I actually meal prepped this meal, and you'll see that video before you see this one, but I meal prepped that meal, and then I'm having this for dinner. So I do my meal preps typically on Sunday so that I have food ready for the week. And so then the meal that I'm making for my meal prep can also be my Sunday dinner or meal, just depending on what I'm making. But I'm gonna pour myself some water here. So I just have a glass of water. Finish up this bottle. I'll add some more. So I'm sure I'll be thirsty along the way. So some ice water there. I also have some sriracha. So I'll say a prayer and we'll get into it. Dear God, thank you for this food I'm about to eat. Thank you for this day. I ask you to be with my viewers. Keep them happy, healthy, and safe. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. Y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of this sriracha because I already know I want a little more spice. I did add some red pepper flakes in there too, but I showed you guys kind of how I made this meal for the most part when I did my meal prep. But yeah, I'm gonna get into this. Try to get a bit of everything in this first bite, if I can. All right, so there's a bite for you. Good. Get into this rice. It's hot. See the steam. I wish I had some seaweed. That would be a good addition to this. My rice kind of clumped together when I put it in the microwave because I thought I had it on warm in the oven, and I realized I had turned the oven off. So this glass plate is being a little unstable. Whew. That water is refreshing. Oh, this is good. It'll be good with some egg rolls too. But this is a little bit healthier without the egg rolls, you know. So y'all, I've tried to do brown rice, but I'm just a white rice person. When I go to Chipotle, I usually can get a mix of like the brown and white, and I enjoy it that way, but I'm just not a brown rice person. Like, you can cook it in chicken broth and make it flavorful, but I'm just a white rice person. So in order to satisfy my craving of white rice, when I make it, I just give myself like a half cup serving of it. So I'm not eating this heaping big amount of white rice, you know, but I still get that flavor that I like. How are y'all doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I like when the time falls back. I just don't like that it gets dark so early. But you might hear my washing machine in the background, possibly. Woo, I had to get some bites in, y'all. So yeah, this morning I got up and kind of got going. I got up a little bit later than I wanted to because I didn't go to bed till late. Me and my friend Britt, we went to this restaurant called Catbird. I'll maybe post some clips in here too. So yeah, we went to Catbird. It's in downtown Dallas inside of the Thompson Hotel. And so it has a rooftop. It's really nice restaurant. They have like just a very limited menu, but the food that we got was good. I had a teriyaki smash burger, which was really good. It had like, they put pineapples on top, roasted like pineapples. And I ate the pineapple separate. I didn't eat it on the burger, but that roasted pineapple by itself was good. And they had these fries, these crinkle fries that had this like nori seasoning, like seaweed, but it was so flavorful and good. It's like Asian fusion food. My eye has been like jittery. So yeah, then so we ate our meal inside, and then we went on the rooftop a bit, took some photos and talked and chilled. And after that, we weren't quite ready to go home since we were already out. And it was funny because I was a little bit worried because we weren't really sure where to park, but now that we've gone, we know kind of where to park, because they have like, we were looking for a valet because downtown Dallas, usually like you can park valet and you may pay $10 to $20, but it's worth it compared to like, because you're gonna pay for parking in a parking garage or whatever. So you may as well just do the valet, especially if you're gonna be at a certain place. But some of the things will have like free valet if you're patronizing, and then you just pay them what you want, like $10 or whatever as a tip. So that's a good thing about it. And then some places have where if they have a parking garage, they'll validate your parking as long as you like get it validated inside of the place that you're patronizing. So it just depends on where you are. But we didn't know, so my friend, she found this like parking lot that was kind of nearby, but you still had to walk a little, like a little bit, like about a block. And it's just one of those parking places where you have to like scan the QR code or pay at the machine, but it's like just open parking. And so when I parked my car, there was a little small SUV that pulled up beside me, and this guy was in there, and he just kept like staring at me. So I'm watching him while I'm like trying to pay for my parking and scan the code and all that. Of course, like being alert, so I kind of stepped onto the other side of my car, but he just kept like staring at me. And so my friend, she was waiting for me just like right across where she parked. And when we walked off, I said, I kind of like am worried about cars out here because of, it's kind of like sketchy. Because downtown Dallas, you know, there's a lot to do, you have a lot going on, but then unfortunately you have people that come and hang out there, or that have things going on that they shouldn't be doing, or there's the homeless population and all these different things, people with mental health walking nearby. And it's just, you got to be careful. And of course you got to be careful anywhere, but I just noticed it. And so I was like, please don't let anybody mess with my car, because they've had people who steal like catalytic converters and all these different things. But it was just, you know, kind of weird, because he just like, I don't know if he maybe saw me get out, because we were dressed up real cute and stuff. And so he just came in on the side of me. He didn't get out to pay for parking or anything like that. He just opened the door and he just kept like staring at me. So I'm watching, because you're not gonna catch me off guard. But I mean, you just have to be careful. And so we walked, it was during the day when we got there, so it was still light outside, but we walked to the Thompson Hotel so we could go to the restaurant. And I was like, man, we should have did valet once we realized where it was, but we didn't want to walk back. So thankfully that when we came back to our car, it was dark, but we were just being mindful, because there's a DART train station, because they have like that DART train that goes throughout the city to certain areas, and that also kind of attracts people who can be a little sketchy. And so we were walking to our car, just kind of being mindful, not wanting anybody to be walking behind us. And if somebody is behind us, letting them pass us. It's just being cautious as a woman, and all of that too. But thankfully our cars were fine and all of that. But we ended up going to another place called Greedy's here in Arlington, and that was okay. It just wasn't as much of the grown and sexy vibe that I think we're both, me and my friend, we're kind of just like not really wanting to just be at some of these places that are kind of just feel young. So it was okay. We just had drink and talked and stuff, but there were some guys there that ended up sitting by us, and one of them started talking to me and kind of being a little flirtatious. Before we left, he ended up getting my number, and it was funny because I told my friend, I sent her a text while we were sitting there at the table so he wouldn't hear me. I was like, look at this young guy trying to holler at me. And she was like, well, I don't think he's that young. He might be like 37. And I was like, really? And so I said, you ask him. She asked him, she was like, how old are you guys? And he said 37. And she said, see, I was right. I told her you were probably 37. I said I didn't know because the guy next to him looked younger, but the guy next to him was younger. The guy next to him was only 30. And so I was kind of basing it off of like that, because you just never know like what the age of Black people are, because we can look one way and be like extremely like a different age or older. So we were kind of bantering back and forth. So we told him that we were 43, and he was like, wow, that's cool. But so that's what, 6 years younger. But I asked him what else, like what does he typically do for fun or whatever, and he said that him and his friend that he was with, they ride like motorcycles, and they had rode their motorcycles up there that night. And he was like, have you ever gotten on a motorcycle before? And I was like, no. I said, here in Dallas, I'm like, people drive too crazy. But he was like, you gotta get on one, you get on one, you're gonna love it. And I was like, I don't know. But is it bad that I was kind of like judgmental in my mind about him being someone who rides a motorcycle? I know like it doesn't like determine if you're a good person or if you're a player or this or that, but I just feel like out here in Dallas, the way I see some of these motorcyclists ride on the freeway and stuff, I'm like, it's fast and a little bit reckless sometimes, oftentimes like swerving through cars. I said, are you one of those motorcycle riders who be like swerving through cars? And he said, it just depends on the day. And I was like, because some of them I'm like, that's dangerous. But Tevin Campbell, the song Can We Talk came on, and my friend, she was singing so loud, and she can't sing. And she was singing so loud, can we talk? But she was singing like, can we talk? Like loud. And I was cracking up, and he was like, so you gonna let your friend be all hype and you're just gonna be calm? I said, it just depends on the song. And I said, well, what's funny about it is that I'm actually the one who can actually sing. And he was like, oh, you throwing some shade. And he told my friend, oh, she just threw some shade your way. And so I told her what I said, and she was like, well, she's a friend, so I'll let her get away with it. But she was singing so loud, and he was like, oh, you can sing. So I showed him like some of my music on iTunes or whatever. And he was like, you gotta have to break it down like a song. And I said, what's crazy is I can be really shy if you ask me to sing around like a small group of people. But if you put me on stage, on a big stage, I'll sing with no problem. It's crazy. But I've heard other singers say that, especially when it's other people who can't sing or and they're just wanting you to entertain them. I've heard like comedians say the same thing, like when people will ask them to tell a joke and they're not on stage just because they know they're funny, it's like awkward. So I feel that way about singing, like when people ask that sometimes. So it's just kind of funny. But he was nice, but before we left, well, we were about to leave and he was like, y'all leaving already? It was like just about to be 11 o'clock. And we were like, yeah, we're tired. Like, we ready to go to bed. And so he was like, well, what are y'all drinking? Y'all gotta stay a little bit longer. So he bought us both drinks. The same drink, because I had like an apple martini. So he got another apple martini, got her a lemon drop. And so we stayed a little bit longer, and then it was getting closer to midnight, and my friend was like, you ready to go? I was like, yes, I am. I was ready to come home and go to bed, but he was like, so are you gonna give me your number? I said, are you asking for my number? He said, yeah. So that I was impressed with, because some of the guys here, they will stare at you, they will smile at you, but they will wait for you to come up to them. They will wait for you to ask for their number. So I was impressed that he actually asked. So my wondering though, because he was like, I sent him a text when we left and I said, thank you again for the drink. I hope you guys like be safe, have a good time or whatever. And he was like, yeah, don't be a stranger. I said, well, I'm just a phone call away. And then he was like, I'm definitely gonna call you because you still need to sing for me. So my thing is, I know it's new times, right? I know it's 2025, but I just feel like he should be the one to either call me first. Is that bad? What would you do? Ladies, what would you do? So today's Sunday, the day after. So my thing is, I feel like he should contact me first. So I'm gonna see if he does, and I'll let you guys know. But what would you guys do? Do you feel like if I wanted to contact him that I just should and I shouldn't care? Or should I wait for him to contact me? I'm curious to know what you guys would do and what you think about it. But it's just funny because I promise I'll say, maybe I'll be ready to date again in a couple of months. Like earlier in the year, I said, maybe I'll be ready to date again in the summer. And then I met this guy and we started dating, and that turned out crazy. I still got to tell y'all that story. But I'm gonna have to like hunker down and like really tell y'all that story, because that one is one that's just, it's like a mild version of Risa Tisa. Oh my goodness. But hers was extreme, so it's not that, but it was bad enough. But I got to tell y'all that story. But like just probably the other night, actually, like my friend Tisha, her birthday dinner last Sunday, some of her, they're more like family than friends because she's known them so long, but they were asking like, are you dating anyone? And I said, no. I said, maybe I'll be ready like sometime. And then my friend Tisha was like, well, she told me that I need a date first so that she can like help me weed through the guys. Cause I told her, you need to start dating first, like get back out there again first. And then I'll be like your wingman, like I'll help you like kind of filter through them and stuff like that. And then maybe after that, I'll be ready to date again. And she was like, well, I was thinking you should start dating first. And so it's kind of funny, but I just said like maybe in the fall or winter, I'll be ready to date again. And then we go out and this dude asks me for my number. So it's kind of funny, but I just feel like he should be the one to call first because he asked me for my number and he was the one that was kind of being more forward. But we will see. I'm still a little bit skeptical of the whole motorcycle riding thing. I'd rather not date someone who rides a motorcycle because I feel like I would be worried. And it's Dallas, and the way people drive out here is crazy. I mean, in any city, like whether it's Houston, Atlanta, LA, it doesn't really matter. If it's a city and they have interstates and all of that, driving gets crazy regardless of where you're from. So just riding on motorcycles on the streets and interstates and stuff just kind of freaks me out. He was like, I'm gonna have to give you a motorcycle ride, which I do want to go on a motorcycle ride, but I'm like, can we go in the country, like somewhere where there's not a whole lot of cars or whatever it might be. And I definitely want a helmet, and that would be my question. Does he ride with the helmet too? But so I'll let you guys know if he calls. This will be the saga of Talia's life, Tag's life. You guys call me Tag. You can call me Talia or Tag. It's okay. But y'all, this video is long enough. I just feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a while, so I had to catch up on things. I'm gonna get off this video. It's much longer than I expected it to be, but it's been a while. But yeah, I'll let you guys know how things turn out and who calls first. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time.